Injury Lawyers.
Across the area, we are dealing with a couple of thunderstorms. This cold front has been creating a lot of havoc across the country as it's now moving into the Carolinas. We do have a severe threat for today. The area that's expecting tornadoes mostly is going to be down to the south. We do have a small potential for that, but mainly we're going to be looking at winds and some small hail. Current conditions on Viper 13 real-time radar. We do have one thunderstorm across the area, some light rain though for most areas east of I-95. This storm that's about to move through Timminsville, though it's mostly to the south of Timminsville, that's going to be heading into Florence in the next 30 minutes or so. Half-inch hail reported there, but again, the hail potential for severe hail has significantly gone down for today. The severe outlook is now a marginal risk for our viewing area, though there is still a couple of areas and a slight risk for Florida, Georgia, and up into Virginia as well. But overall, our area has been downgraded to the level 1. There's still going to be some heavy rain, gusty winds, and we have a 2% tornado risk across the area. And temperatures are going to be very mild currently, expecting those to climb a couple more degrees by lunchtime, low to mid 70s with rain continuing. A very strong thunderstorm just moved through downtown Florence and Quinby. It's now at Furman University and it's heading towards Dillon. I'll let you know how often we're going to expect these storms to pop up throughout the day, coming up after the break.
Sponsored by Morris Law Firm.
At 9:17, we are seeing very breezy conditions across the viewing area. Sustained winds are anywhere from 11 to 19, even 25 miles per hour. Wind gusts are even higher than that. We've seen gusts around 39 miles per hour. However, a very strong thunderstorm just moved through Florence and right over the regional airport. So it's expected we're going to see a high wind gust reported in the next hour out of Florence. Radar and satellite, a strong cold front is the source for all of this activity. We've seen a couple of thunderstorms throughout the morning, and again, we're seeing an isolated one in the PD currently. We have rain across the viewing area, though a lot of the widespread thunderstorm activity and the severe thunderstorms are down to the south. Viper 13 real-time radar, things were quiet there for a bit. We had activity around 6 a.m., quiet for the 8 o'clock hour, and now we're looking at this one thunderstorm that is moving through the PD, and it is really packing a punch. It has quarter-size hail, or I should say half-inch hail reported it, so it's not a severe size hail, but nonetheless, small hail across the area. Has at least 50-mile-per-hour winds associated with it. It's moving very quickly. It was just in downtown Florence. It's going to be in Sellers at 7 minutes, now 6. Dillon in 14 minutes, Lakeview in 20, and then eventually it's going to be in Lumberton within the next half hour or so. And again, it is a very small area, but it is packing a punch, and it could easily be knocking down trees and having a little bit of debris associated with that. So storms are isolated for today, but clearly we're already seeing them popping up in the PD. It is strong. That storm is not being labeled as severe, but nonetheless, packing a punch. 50-mile-per-hour winds are no joke, and this cold front's going to be moving through, leading to a big cool down for the remainder of the week. But checking out the futurecast, we're going to continue to see the activity coming out of the southwest, and it is going to calm down at times, but you're going to have that isolated storm that pops up, just like the one that we're dealing with in Florence currently, and it is going to be around through the first part of the afternoon with things beginning to taper off around 3 o'clock, and then eventually clear skies expected for tonight and a nice sunny end to the week for both Thursday and Friday. Earlier this morning, we were all in a slight risk. That's level 2 out of 5. So we have been downgraded to the level 1 threat, but that doesn't mean we won't have a severe thunderstorm. That just means the threat is much more isolated currently. We're not expecting much for hail in terms of large hail, but clearly we're going to have some small hail with a couple of these storms. And the tornado threat was not downgraded to 0. It's still 2% for areas east of I-95 for all of Horry County and most of Marion and for lower Florence as well. The highs for today are going to be in the mid-70s, so just a little bit above average. The lows for tonight are going to be back down to normal in the mid to upper 40s. And now we're looking at the 7-day forecast, which has temperatures in the mid-60s for the next 4 days or so at the beach. A little bit more clouds for tomorrow, but then we have a nice sunny Friday and a great weekend ahead. It will be on the cooler side, but inland will be down to 66 for tomorrow, 64 for Friday and Saturday, and back to 70 on Sunday.